Hey everyone, I promised to um, record what I didn't get recorded last night during our Zoom meeting. And for that, I am sincerely sorry and I apologize. I just didn't have the tech expertise to understand what I was doing. I think I now understand what happened, but please thank you for bearing with me as I've sent out notes to you about the fact that I didn't get it recorded, but that I was going to take some time today to actually take the material that was on the live Zoom last night and actually record it for you and upload it to our private Facebook group, the Optimal Life Master Group. So again, I'm sorry that I didn't get things done the right way. I hope you understand my heart with that. So without any further ado, I want to get into it. I know that last night we had Daryl and Nicole Lancaster with us. We had Deborah Lucich with us. Hope Flores, my dear bride, Rhonda, checked in from her hospital bed for a little while, and myself. And of course, we have some overseas guests, but they're going to be watching back this recording as well. So thank you again. So listen, last night I shared with you the purpose of the master group is to bring together people that are like-minded, who have a very deep desire to grow, to expand, to become the best version of themselves that they can be, both in life and in business. And I think we were able to accomplish that. But I also said that if you believe a master class is just some simplistic teaching, some master classes might be that way, but my goal and my efforts are going to be geared towards doing more deep dives, really tearing some things apart, looking at the etymology of words so that we understand what we're talking about more clearly. And so that's not for the faint of heart, it's for those who are committed and determined to become that best version of themselves that they can be. A master class, what is it? Well, it's a class that's taught by a master. Look, I would never get up in front of a bunch of people and say I'm a master, but I've been around quite a long time, both in business and in finance and also in ministry. And I believe that with all the people that I've shared with and impacted over the years, the people we've coached and mentored, the financial seminars we've done, the business leadership seminars we've done, the things I've learned through life, the things I've learned in business, I'd like to think that I've mastered a few things. And that's my goal, to share some of those things with you. And so in this very first master class for our group, we're going to be talking about mastering achievement, the keys to mastering achievement. You know, throughout history and across all cultures, there's been many wise people who have thought deeply about success and excellence. And they've actually left us bits and pieces of advice through the years, advice for achieving our dreams, for achieving our goals in our lives. And in this masterclass series, I've put some of these insights together, and hopefully you'll find that I've put them together in a simple yet comprehensive and logically connected framework. And especially in this series that I'm in right now, Mastering Achievement, of 7 conditions for achieving sustainable achievement in any endeavor in life. I call them the 7 C's of achievement. 7 C's of achievement. But I think what's important first is that we understand what the word achievement means. So I actually I looked up the definition. I also looked up the etymology. I looked up the definition of the word achieving or achievement. And the definition of that is a result gained by effort. So there's got to be action involved. And I guess the one word that I would associate with this would be accomplishment. Accomplishment. Now, the etymology of that word, the root of that word, comes from a French word. I'm not going to try to pronounce it, but it means to finish or to complete, completion, finish something, complete something, a chore, an activity, a goal, achieving a dream. You know, I've often heard, I think about my nephew, Josh. He went into the Army, and during his, and he's still in the Army Ranger. And when he went into the Army, we would get this notice back that he had achieved the rank of, I'm sure you've heard that before. In the military, they achieve a rank. That means they've put in effort to get to a certain level. That's their goal. So they've achieved that goal. But once they've achieved that goal, this is the cool thing, and it's something we all need to remember, is that there could be another goal beyond that. And in the military, that's called ranks, okay? You might hear people saying, well, man, they achieved something great. That was fantastic, you know? So achievement means finishing something or completing something. Not necessarily just one thing in life. It could be a series of things, but at least making sure that a goal, a dream, a vision that you have, all of us are working to finish that, to complete that. Now, what are the 7 C's? I'm going to recap them right now. Tonight, because of my limited preparation time to some degree with Rhonda's situation with her appendectomy and having to have surgery, and the last 2 days have just been crazy. I'm probably only going to get through one of them with this particular meeting. But here's the 7 C's. They are, and you need to write these down, okay? Capacity. Capacity. We need to expand our capacity. The second one is conception or concept. So capacity and concept. Again, I'm not going to go into deep detail as I just give you the list, but this is just so you know what we're going to be talking about. Confidence is the third one. Oh my gosh, we've all got to have confidence. Fourth one is concentration. You might use the word focus there. So number 1, capacity. Number 2, concept. Number 3, confidence. Number 4, concentration. I hope you're writing these down. The fifth one is consistency. Being consistent in our approach to things. That's really good. And obviously we're going to spend a lot of time talking about that, but just in a short note here, it's always great to be consistent in front of people. They're saying that person is very consistent in how they handle things. So that's the fifth one. The sixth one is, and oh boy, this is one we all love, okay? Commitment. Commitment. Boy, that's something a lot of people, they just shy away from that. And that's unfortunate, but that's the way it is. So commitment is another one. And the seventh one is really something that I believe is very necessary in life and in business, and that is character. Got to have a great character. So just to recap that, number 1, capacity. Number 2, concept. Number 3, confidence. Number 4, concentration. Number 5, consistency. Number 6, commitment. And number 7, character. Why 7 items? Don't know that I can really answer that, but these are 7 what I call keys to mastering achievement in life and in business. And if you put them all together, these make up what I call your toolkit. It's like all your tools so that you can use them for remarkable achievement in any endeavor in life and in business. So, I would love to be having more dialogue with this particular recording, but unfortunately we can't do that. But I'm just asking you, make sure you've written those down, okay, for me. Capacity, concept, confidence, concentration, consistency, commitment, and character, because those are all vital to have in your toolkit, in your tool belt, if you will, so you can pull them out at any given time and be able to use them to achieve remarkable success, achieve great things in your life, for your family, for your business, for your community, for society, for the world, okay? So in this recording, I really want to deal with just one aspect right now, and that's capacity. Capacity. Capacity is a term that describes bandwidth. Bandwidth. The bandwidth that you possess to be productive, to be a producer, to be able to create and see things become a reality in your life, to become a reality in your business, to become a reality in the lives of your children, your friends, and maybe even your church and the community around you. And in technical language, in the IT language is the way I would say it, the more bandwidth that a connection has, the more data it can send and receive at one time, at the same time. The more bandwidth you have, the more it can send and receive at the same time. I would say you can compare bandwidth to the amount of water that can flow through a water pipe. I think this is a great example. The bigger the pipe, the more water that can flow through it at one time. Okay, not just periodically, but at the same time. So if you have a pipe this big, that's the amount of water that can flow through it at one time. If it gets bigger, more water can flow through it. Capacity, bandwidth, expansion. So if you were going to have a concert, let's say, and you have a certain number of seats, okay, and you sell all the seats, you would see a statement that says, all the seats are sold out. It's a sellout. Well, if they want to sell more tickets, what does the concert promoter have to do? They have to expand their capacity. In other words, if there's a limited amount of seating, they need to find a way to expand their capacity to add more seats. But if they can't add more seats, the other way to approach that might be that they put on a second concert in the same city. What they're doing is they're looking for ways to create more capacity. And that's what you and I need to be doing in our lives, you and me, expanding our capacity so that more things can happen in our life. We can achieve more than we achieved yesterday, achieve more than we achieved last month or even last year. How about thinking about 2021? What are you going to be able to achieve in 2021? I think those are important. And so I want to make two statements to you. Now, these two statements might offend you, but you need to hear them. I need to hear them. We all need to hear them periodically, actually. We should be repeating them to ourselves. And here's the two statements. Number one, your capacity will never increase in your comfort zone. When you stay in your comfort zone, that means you're doing the same thing, the same way, over and over and over again. And that might be good, but it might not be elevating you to the next level that you could reach in your life. And so many people, they like to stay in this little circle, what we call the comfort zone, and they just want to stay there because they don't have to change anything. They don't have to try and come up with new ideas. But here's the deal, your capacity will never increase in your comfort zone. Write that down, memorize it, burn it into your memory and into your daily challenges in life. And the second statement is this: your capacity to increase I'm telling you right now, is based on your hunger to pursue. You may want to pursue something different than I am. That's why I'm not adding exactly what you would be pursuing. That's up to you. That's up to me. Everyone that's listening, that's what you would decide. But it's this: your capacity to increase is based on your hunger to pursue. If you don't have a hunger, if you don't have the desire, you're not going to pursue that goal or that vision or that dream. And almost everyone falls short of reaching his or her capacity. It's just a fact. Being challenged and being stretched isn't the only thing in the world. Um, People stop reaching, they stop trying to expand their capacity, and they do it because they think they've reached their limit to produce. Maybe you think you've reached your limit. Maybe you feel like you're at a wall, but that doesn't mean you can't break through that barrier. And the fact is, though, that most people stop short of their goals. They stop short of reaching their vision. They have a great dream for their life, for their family, for their business, but they feel like, they can't push any further. They can't go any further. Most people hide behind excuses that, hey, we've stretched as much as we can, but I want to tell you that's just not true. Expanding your capacity means being able to do things you weren't capable of before. It means being able to handle things you previously couldn't handle. I think we would all like to do that. Something I haven't been able to do before that I'd like to do, well, we've got to expand our capacity to be able to do that. Maybe we haven't been good at handling conflict before, but we've got to find a way to expand our capacity to handle conflict. It's only going to be in your benefit. And if you consciously or intentionally decide to expand your capacity, I'm telling you, you'll become a different person in the future, because capacity can grow. It can develop. You see, everything we do in life, in business, it works like a muscle. We just have to employ the right exercises to grow those muscles. And when it comes to capacity, it all begins with one very critical area. Get ready. Here's that area. It's simply this one word: mindset. That's right. Come on, write it down right in front of you: mindset. You see, in life, people tend to embrace one of two mindsets. They embrace a fixed mindset, or they embrace a growth mindset. It's true. There just doesn't seem to be any in between. And if we're not intentional, we'll drift into a fixed mindset that observes past experiences, what other people have said about us, and we'll begin saying to ourselves things like, I'm just not good at math, or I just can't dance. I just can't do this. I just can't do that. How many of you have ever heard of that before, huh? My children. Boy, did we have to walk through life with them, because they would come home from school and they'd say, I just don't understand. I just can't do that. Well, a growth mindset, that's a limited mindset, see? But a growth mindset, it will drop those restrictions and will add this critical word, the word yet. And that means they add it to their statement. You could make a statement, I just can't, I'm just not good at math. Or you could say, I'm just not good at math yet. That's a whole different perspective. That means, okay, maybe I don't understand this right now, but I can understand it with time, with investment and effort. I can get to that place. Or I just can't dance yet. That means you may not be able to dance right now, but if you go out and invest in getting some lessons, you could learn how to dance. And the list could go on and on and on in almost any aspect of our life, any aspect of our business. People with growth mindsets believe development is possible, whatever the age, whatever the situation. Um, I think about my life when I was 16 years old. And my mom, basically, I'll just tell you, she had a limited mindset. Okay. And that doesn't mean I didn't love her. She's gone on to be with the Lord now, but she was so precious, And one day we were having a conversation. One of my cousins was sitting there as well, older than I was. I was 16 years old. And I made the statement, you know what? Now, 16 years old. Okay. That was 53 years ago. I'm 69 now. 53 years ago. When I make this statement, you'll understand. I made this statement in front of my mom and my cousin. I said, you know what? By the time I'm 35, I'm going to make $35,000 a year. That was a lot of money in the mind of a 16-year-old. And you know what? My cousin laughed. My cousin laughed at me. Now, I could have accepted that. I could have settled for that and limited myself to what I knew in the present moment, which was my mom and I living alone. I'm the only child of a single mother, just depending on her to raise me, a little bit of money. This is all I'm ever going to have in life. I could have. But you know what? I got mad. I mean, I really got mad. And I said, you know what? I lied. I lied. And my mom said, oh, thank God. But no, I said, Mom, no. I said, by the time I'm 35, I'm not going to make $35,000 a year. I'm going to make $45,000 a year. And you know what? Something snapped inside of me, really, because my cousin was laughing at me. And my mom had said, hey, be careful. Because her mindset was, she went on to say, now, son, please be careful, because if all you ever become is a little bush on the side of the hill, just be the best little bush you could be. And to me, that was like, I wanted to throw up, because that's all she could ever see for me. But at that age, something that day broke, and I began to see something ahead of me. I began to see a dream. I began to see a better life. I began to see an expanded life. And not selfishly, I wanted my mom and I both to be in a better place, but I began to see it. And maybe I didn't start that day to put it into place, into action, but eventually I did start working towards that goal. And so in this recording, I just want to give you two things that I believe can help you expand your capacity. Now, there's several, but in this recording, I'm going to give you two of them. And the first one is this: explore expanding experiences and demanding experiences. You see, generally speaking, we don't reach our capacity. A person doesn't reach their capacity unless they're placed in a demanding situation. I've seen it time and time again in the lives of my children, in my own life, and especially in the realm of business. When people are faced with, hey, look, it's a do or die. I've got to accomplish this. I've got to get this done. They rise to the occasion. But we really don't reach or expand our capacity unless we're challenged by something. T.S. Eliot wrote this. I wrote this down. If you aren't over your head, how do you know how tall you are? That's why a lot of people will say, if your dream seems too big for you, then start going for it. Why? Because, entrepreneurs especially, they love the challenge. And the truth is, people are like rubber bands. We're most useful when we're stretched. I love teaching. I teach a lot using a rubber band. I'll even give people in the audience a rubber band. And if you just let the rubber band set, it's just a round circle. It's not doing anything. It's not holding anything, but it's there and it's available. There's potential there. You have potential. But like a rubber band, the rubber band, in order to find out what its potential is, it has to be expanded, or in the case of the rubber band, we call it, it has to be stretched. And as you stretch it, it can hold a certain amount of papers. Stretch it further, it can hold a greater amount of papers. And that's what we need in our life. We need to become rubber band people. Demanding experiences are like lifting weights. They make us stronger. And keep in mind with a rubber band as well, I'll just throw this in there. A rubber band that isn't being stretched and utilized. Have you ever seen what happens to them? They just sit and sit. They begin to get hard, begin to crack. And when you go to stretch them, they crack and break. That's because they haven't been used for what they were created for. You were created to be stretched for more. Just to spiritualize it just a little bit, God said, be fruitful and multiply. That means whatever we've done up until now, there's even more ahead of us. There's more ahead of you. Listen to my heart today. I believe there's even more greatness inside of you than what you've reached today. And here's the deal. I'm speaking of the contexts that force us to work long and hard and show grit. I said before, expanding your capacity is like weightlifting. If you're able to lift 100 pounds, but keep lifting that all the time, your capacity won't increase. You need to move to the next level and lift something heavier. You need to add weight. It will feel difficult at first, sure. Every time you add weight to the bar, it seems like, oh man, this is harder than what I was doing before. Yeah, but over time, if you keep working with it, it will become easier. And then once you become comfortable with it, don't sit down in your comfort zone, add some more weight. You should lift something even heavier. So, what am I saying? To expand your capacity, you've got to take new challenges beyond your comfort zone. What did I say before? Your capacity will never increase in your comfort zone. And trust me, we all have a comfort zone of some type that we like to sit down in. It would be nice to sit there all day, every day, but I don't think that's what we're created for. And so when I say expanding and demanding experiences, work on something you aren't comfortable with. Look at your current situation. Ask yourself, how long have I been doing what I'm doing? Excuse me. Ask yourself this. When was the last time I took on a new challenge? And if you find yourself in a comfort zone, then I'm challenging you right now to shake some things up. Find a new challenge, accept it, take it, step into it. You know, in my case, I realized that I hadn't been taking new challenges on in the last 2 or 3 years. But this year I've pushed myself. And one area in particular I've pushed myself in is to learn more about digital learning and digital meetings. Why? Because things have changed. And if you don't adapt, you can't grow. And so I'm adapting, I'm learning, I'm growing. Why? So I can use this technology that we have. I can't fly around and be in meetings with hundreds or thousands of people in private conferences and private meetings, but we can digitally. And by doing this, by learning more, by pushing myself into a more demanding experience, I'm able to continue impacting lives. And that's what I love doing. Why? Because I want to push you to achieve more, to become a greater you. So number one, don't be afraid of expanding and demanding experiences. They're only going to help you. The second one is this. You got to have skin in the game. Have you ever heard that before? Maybe you have, maybe you haven't. What does that really mean? It means make an investment. Um, I often tell the story of this guy read a book, said, Patrick, this is really, really a great book. You need to read it. He said, let's buy a copy of it. And he said, will you share the cost with me? And I thought about that for a minute and I thought, no, I'm not going to do that. Why? Because he's limiting his investment in his own life. If he really believes that book is that good, he should be able to put 100% of the cost into investing into that book for his own personal benefit. You see, some people are willing to take a new challenge, but they're hesitant to invest their time and to even invest their money in it. And I want to give you guys kudos. I want to prop you up because you've chosen to invest your life, your time, your effort, and your money by being part of this master group. It's going to challenge you. It's going to push you. It's going to make you dig deeper into your life. It's going to make you dig deeper into your ability to become the great business people and entrepreneurs that you were created to be. But if it's a worthy challenge, then people should understand it's worth their time and it's worth their money to invest in. I still buy books. I still subscribe and become part of groups that charge even higher prices than we do. Why? Because I need to grow so that I can keep impacting more lives. There's no reason not to be invested in your life. There's no reason not to be invested in your family. There's no reason not to be invested in your spouse or in your children. There's no reason not to be invested in your business because the resources you have, they're there to help you achieve your objective. It's given to you so you can buy more tools. I know, Daryl, you're a builder. You've got to have tools. You need to make an investment of that. And I know, Deborah, you've got to invest maybe in expanding and improving your online capability, your social media outlets. Hope, maybe you need to understand how you can invest more in your education towards becoming an awesome entrepreneur in life. You should invest in these tools, whatever tools you need that you've got to have if you have the hunger to pursue your dreams and your goals, whatever they are, to achieve your objective. You should invest your resources to expand your capacity. What did I say? You got to have skin in the game. Now, don't do it above your means. I'm not trying to challenge you to go into some massive debt to do this, of course, but I think you get the point. Making that investment will prove, number one, to yourself, number two, to your family, number three, to others, number four, to your employees, if you have some, that you mean business about becoming the best version of yourself, of your business becoming the best it can possibly be in your field as well. I believe in you. I believe these are important. Now, next week, next Tuesday night, 8 p.m. Central Time, in our master group, we're going to be talking, number one, about conception. I'm not talking about giving birth to a baby. I'm talking about having a clear concept of what you want, a clear concept, a vivid vision in front of you, a goal that is clearly imagined from within you. I call it targeted living. So I want you to get ready. I want you to be prepared for next Tuesday night. And as I've said, all of you in your realm of where you live, the people you associate with, you have influence. And I believe all of you know others that would benefit from being part of our master group. I want to challenge you right now to invite them to subscribe to the master group. Let's build our community. Let's have more dialogue within our community. Let's help one another. If you believe in helping other people, then those people that you know that could use the benefits and the values that are coming forth, being pushed to go to become the best version of themselves they can be, come on, get out there and let them know about our master group. Send them the link where they can sign up and become part of our beautiful, wonderful, optimal life and business master group. So once again, I pray that you all have gained. I pray that you've grown. I pray that in this class, this session, that you have at least expanded your capacity a little bit more, maybe a lot more. And if you haven't, then you need to go back. You need to watch this, go back over your notes, because I know that there are things in here that are challenging for you and are going to be good for you, for your life, and for your business. Listen, we love you. You're precious. We honor you. We respect you. We're here for you. Remember, your subscription is not just about only on Tuesday nights. It's also about I'm available to you at any time for a phone call, for a Zoom call. I'll make myself available to you, all right? To those within our group because you subscribe. One other thing before I close, the Tuesday before Thanksgiving, the Tuesday before Christmas, we will not be having master classes those evenings. So just mark your calendars accordingly, but we will be back next Tuesday night, and hopefully we'll overcome the technological challenge that made me have to record this privately the following day. But thank you for having grace with me and forgiving me for the slight hiccup on Tuesday night. God bless you. Love you. Hey, listen, we'll see you next Tuesday night. Okay? Bye-bye.